Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup, and that includes new eyeshadow palette releases. I am so excited about this eyeshadow palette. It is so good. So good. It is from an indie brand that I absolutely love. That is Gourmande Girls, and this is the eyeshadow palette, Call of the Sirens. It is Mermaid inspired. It is deep sea, grungy, Siren inspired, and it is so good. I audibly gasped multiple times swatching this palette. So we're gonna do an eye look with it today. This palette is available. It released today. I do have a discount code for Gourmande Girls. I will link it down below for you. Let me give you a little sneak peek of the palette. Stop it. This is so incredibly gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So if you're excited to see a review, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. I will link Call of the Sirens down below for you. There's actually another piece to this collection. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second, as well as the discount code that I have for Gourmande Girls. Thank you so much for using my links. All of my favorite beauty subscriptions, the makeup that I'm wearing today, all the other goodies on my face, as well as my favorite indie brands with discount codes. So let's talk a little bit about Gourmande Girls Call of the Sirens. So like I said, there's multiple pieces in this collection. There is actually a face palette as well. Now I did receive Call of the Sirens in PR, but I did not get the face palette. And I noticed that a lot of other content creators received both. So I did reach out to Gourmande Girls. Maybe it was an oversight on their part, or maybe they just sent me the palette. I did not hear back from them before filming today's video, but there is an absolutely stunningly beautiful face palette. I will pop a picture in right here for you. I think I'm going to pick it up for myself. If I wasn't supposed to receive it in PR, I am so grateful for all the PR I get, which is honestly very, very little. I am a tiny, tiny beauty content creator. So 99% of what I share with you, I purchase myself, but I am on Gourmande Girls PR list and I'm really happy about it because this palette, like I said, is absolutely gorgeous. The outside carton was created by Doodles by the Bunny. She makes such beautiful palette covers, and this color story is stunning. There is a mirror. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gorgeous shimmers. I mean, duochrome, sparkly, beautiful. This shade down in the corner called Elixir of Life. Oh my goodness, that is one of the most beautiful shimmers I've ever seen. I am 1,000,000% using that today. The matte swatched absolutely beautifully. I love this yellow shimmer up in the corner as well. That is so much fun. This is very, very pretty, very colorful. Now there is some neutral shades in here. We have a neutral brown. We have a neutral kind of purpley gray. So you could do a neutral look. You can also do a gorgeous colorful look, which I'm going to do today. I cannot wait to put this on my eyes. It's swatched beautifully. Like I said, it is available right now when this video goes live for you, and I do have a discount code, so it'll all be down below. Let me zoom you on in and let's get started. So I have primed my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. Like I said, that will be part of all of the other makeup I'm wearing that is linked down below for you, and I'm so excited to try this palette out. It's swatched so beautifully. I will say that there aren't a lot of really light mattes in this palette. We've got this pink right here, which is honestly the lightest shade, and then this brown and this green are more mid-tone, and everything else is really, really dark. So I'm going to try to pop in some brightness with the shimmers that I use, but I think I am going to start out with this pink shade called Fairy, and I'm going to pick that up with a fluffy brush. And I'm actually going to use that to set my eyeshadow base and as my transition shade. Like I said, this is the only light shade in the palette, which I kind of wish there was maybe one more, but this is beautiful. And it is the perfect transition shade. I'm going to buff that into my crease, pop it a little bit above my crease so we can see the shade Fairy once we add the rest of our mattes. It is really beautiful. I mean, I've got a lot of color payoff, a lot of pigmentation in that shade. Then I'm going to pick up the mid-tone matte called Moonlight, which is this really pretty teal green, and I'm going to focus that into my crease. Not going above my crease because I still want to see that pink shade Fairy kind of popping out. Now I will say that this is a little bit lighter than I thought. By looking at it in the pan, I thought it was more of a mid-tone matte. I would say that this is definitely a lighter matte. So you could use this as your transition. You can use this to kind of buff out those edges, but it is buildable. So the more I go into the shade and the more I just windshield wiper it into my crease, it does build up and I do get a good amount of payoff. And it is a beautiful teal shade. And then quickly back into Fairy, our transition shade. I'm just going to use that to kind of buff out those edges. Then I'm going to pick up this beautiful kind of blurple called Starfish on my angled brush. And I'm going to use that to kind of deepen up that outer corner. Wow, that is pretty. Man, oh man, is that pigmented. That was one tap in, and you know what I say about purples? They can be really hard to formulate. They can be really, really patchy, but wow, that is gorgeous. Packing that into my outer corner. I do pull it over just a tiny bit to meet my crease shade, but I am really focused on just using that to deepen and darken and add the depth to the outer corner. One more time into that pink matte Fairy. That's going to help me blend and diffuse the edges, and just so you know, that purple shade isn't going anywhere. It is there even when I blend and diffuse it out. Always popping into the NYX glitter glue. I am so excited to try these shimmers out. They're so absolutely stunning. We're going to do one with a shimmer, one with the brush so we can try out different application methods, but if you know, you know. I'm going into this shade. I mentioned that I love this. This is so foiled and so beautiful. I'm going to put this on the outer 3/4 of my lid. No way. Wow. Look at that. That is one of the most beautiful foiled shimmers I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. My mind is literally blown. It's one of the most foiled, gorgeous multi-chromes I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with this shade. And then I also really want to use this yellow. This is called Spellcaster. So I'm going to pick that up on a brush and I'm going to pop that on the inner portion of my lid just to add just a pop of yellow. Just make it a little bit more colorful and beautiful. Ooh, look at that. When I'm putting this on, oh my gosh. Stop it with these multi-chromes. Look at that teal and green. I love that. It pairs beautifully with the green teal shade I have in my crease. Wow. That is really interesting because you look at it in the pan, it's so yellow. And then you put it on your lids and it's definitely more teal, more green. And then you do have that shift of the yellow. I am mind blown over these shimmers. And then I'm going to pick up this teal shimmer called Undersea, again on my brush, and I'm just going to pop that right on the outer corner, closest to that deep dark purple matte. I just want to pop in a little more blue, and that's also going to add a little bit of depth with the shimmer in the outer corner. This whole palette is so beautiful. I want to use every single shade, but unfortunately I only have 2 eyes. On my lower lash line, I'm going to grab the matte Sea Nymph. This is the teal matte in the palette. That's going to pop in a little more teal, and I'm going to buff that on my lower lash line. Now I want to go back into this shade for my inner corner highlight, but I also want to use more of the shades in here. So I'm going to go into this orangey kind of sunflower shimmer called Bewitched. Oh, it's so pretty. And I'm going to pop that on my inner corner. I just cannot with how amazing these are. I'm so excited about these shimmers in this palette. I mean, the mattes are gorgeous as well, but the shimmers, they are some of the most beautiful shimmers I've ever used. I have a tiny bit of fallout. I've already set my base. So if you are concerned about fallout, I would do your eye look before you do your base, but I should be able to just wipe that away. And it's from this really beautiful foiled shade on my lid, which I'm not mad about. I can deal with fallout for this. I mean, this is stunning. So here's my look. Let me go ahead and do liner, mascara. I need to get dressed for the day. I just finished my workout, do a little something with my hair, and I'll be back and we'll talk about Call of the Sirens from Gourmande Girls. So here's the completed look using the new Gourmande Girls Call of the Sirens palette. I love my look so much. It is so beautiful. It's so sparkly and foiled and colorful and fun. I will say that this shade, this corner shade down here, the one that I love so much in this palette, there's a lot of fallout from that shade. As I was finishing getting ready for the day, I could see all the sparkles on my cheeks. I don't hate that. I was able to wipe it away. But if you are concerned about fallout and you don't want any glitter particles on your face, because there's still a few on my cheeks, then I would definitely recommend doing your eye look first and then doing your base, especially if you are going to use this shade. But I love it so much that I don't care about the fallout. I mean, it is so beautiful. Like I said, one of the most beautiful foiled shimmers I've ever seen. This palette is gorgeous, but where it shines 100% are the shimmers. I used all of them except for this one here, which is beautiful. It is a black-based multi-chrome, and all of the shimmers perform beautifully. The mattes are so buttery soft and pigmented and blendable. I was able to blend it out beautifully, but still get the depth that I want in the outer corner. My only wish is that there was maybe one more light matte. I would definitely say that this ended up being a lighter matte rather than a mid-tone matte. So there is 2 in the palette, and this brown, most likely you would be able to blend that out, diffuse that out, and use that as a lighter matte. So honestly, it's a really good balance of light, mid-tone, and deep mattes. Again, the shimmers is where this shines, but the whole palette is stunning. I really wish I had the cheap palette. I would have loved to try out some of the blushes and highlighters, but I may purchase that for myself once I hear back from Gourmande Girls. But I'm so thankful they sent me the Call of the Sirens palette, because this is so incredibly good. I think it's the best release Gourmande Girls has put out. They just continue to get better and better and better. I will link it down below. It is available. I have a discount code. This is one palette I think you should definitely think about picking up. I am so inspired by it. I was looking at it going, man, I can see myself doing a cool tone look with that blue gray, a really neutral look using the oranges and the yellows. I'm just inspired by it. And that's how I know it's a palette I'm going to love and reach for. Let me know down below, what do you think of the Call of the Sirens palette from Gourmande Girls? What do you think of my look? Are you gonna pick it up? Let me know everything down below. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Gourmande Girls, for sending me your gorgeous Call of the Sirens palette, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.